This evening from Hyderabad, and you can also call in with your comments on the number that you will see flashing on your screen on what you think on Hyderabad's online war against Eve-Teasers. This happened on Sunday evening when Ashmita was returning home from work, and there were these two men on a bike who were constantly teasing her. But instead of getting perturbed, Ashmita Kannani took out her smartphone and took their photographs, and once she reached home, uploaded them on Facebook, and that was shared by, as I said, by over 11,000 people, and that helped the She team of Hyderabad police to nab the two men who you see there on your screen.
I'm actually a very strong person, and whatever happens, I know that, there's some solution to it, and I know that I can keep myself safe. So, but since these things had happened with me quite some time, since the car tints removal thing happened, this happened quite some time. So after that, I had already decided in my mind that next time something like this happens, what I have to do is take out my camera, start recording, take pictures, whatever I can do at that point. So that is how I just, started taking pictures of them.
Right. So you can in fact call in with your comments on the number that you see flashing on your screen. In fact, my colleague Pratibha Raman is also live with me from Bengaluru. Pratibha, it's a story of a courageous woman who actually decided that a smartphone is perhaps her best weapon. What are the reactions that you're getting from people in Bengaluru?
Yes, Sudhir, in fact, it's not just me, but I have with me two youngsters who absolutely endorse her smart reaction to that circumstance, to that situation. Jaya, do you really think that, this whole use of smartphone and the presence of mind that she has is something that needs to really be appreciated, because being a woman, both of us do relate to what has actually happened to her?
That's right. So eve-teasing, when it comes to eve-teasing, it's really disgusting, and people who are actually doing it, they get some joy out of it. They're like beasts. And smartphone, it has really become a vital part of our life. We have so many apps like Be Safe, With You by We can use these apps and actually fight against these monsters, I would say.
So be it the use of a smartphone, there are also pros and cons with this, and telling us about the cons of it is Kavita. Kavita, do you think, despite having the presence of mind, is there some kind of an innate fear before a woman really reacts to such a situation?
Absolutely, yeah. Smartphones do have disadvantage. You never know how the opposite person is reacting to us. He might attack us, or he might take the phone and grab and throw it away. So it leaves us in a very bad situation.
So one needs to really be very careful about what kind of reaction is the guy going to display soon after this kind of an action by you. And these are some of the things that a woman must really keep in mind. So sometimes you end up in such precarious situations. Back to you, Sudhir.
Right. Pratibha, basically, we have heard that a pepper spray is perhaps a woman's best weapon when she faces a case of eve-teasing or something. But given the fact that Bengaluru is India's Silicon Valley, India's IT city, how are people reacting to something like this? That do they actually also look at smartphone as an ally? How does the police react to when these kind of pictures are posted on Facebook?
Well, in fact, such kind of pictures really evoke an immediate action by the police. In fact, the cyber team will be up in arms immediately soon after such things are on social media, especially on sites like Facebook. In fact, let me actually pose that question, because Jaya had an interesting thing to say, that these days smartphones have become
if I can just interrupt you for a moment. Pratibha, if I can just interrupt with you for a moment. Ashmita is live with us from Hyderabad. Ashmita, kudos to you for the kind of courage that you showed in actually tackling these two eve-teasers. Now, would you say that this kind of an online war against eve-teasers is going to be a lesson to all such young girls and women who actually are victims of eve-teasing?
Yes, I'm sure, and hopefully this should be a lesson for eve-teasers, because people are very active on social media nowadays. So I'm sure when they see these things, they'll obviously be in two minds before they attempt something like this. And for girls, I'm sure they have a nice new way of tackling such a thing, where you can just take out your smartphone and click away.
Ashmita, tell me, what was the reactions of the two men on the bike whose pictures we are seeing on the screen when you're actually clicking their photographs? Because from what I can see, they seem rather amused by the fact that you were clicking their photographs.
Exactly. They were very amused that I was, probably it was something new to them, or they found it very funny that I was taking their pictures. But when I started taking the pictures also, they were smiling, they were still slowing down their bike, trying to be in pace with me, and you know, they were actually gesturing that what are you doing, what can you do about it, sort of a thing. So when they
Right.
looked that amused, and I mean, they were not affected basically by the camera, that is when I decided to post it on Facebook.
Right. Ashmita, just hold on. We have our first caller this evening on Up South, Anand, who is calling in from Hyderabad. Please go ahead, Anand.
Good evening, sir. I would like to congratulate Ashmita for what she's done. I have two things to say. The first thing is that girls should not accept eve-teasing. They should stand up. And what Miss Ashmita has done is actually good. It is not okay to be eve-teased, and you should stand up for it. The second thing I would like to say is,
Right.
Hyderabad police has started this she-teams. I've read about it in the newspaper, and I haven't seen
Yes.
them anywhere in the city, but apparently they have been catching a lot of eve-teasers and then reprimanding them and counseling them. So if this system can be carried out in other metros also, that would be a very good idea for this problem to be
Right. Right, Mr. Anand, thanks a lot for the suggestions. In fact, I can tell you that nearly 500 people have been arrested by the Hyderabad and Cyberabad police since this initiative was started in October 2014. Shisha Reddy, my colleague, is also live with me from Chennai. Shisha, what are the reactions you're getting? Any of the people who are with you would want to say something directly to Ashmita?
Well, that's right, Sudhi. Let me go directly across to them. You know, they have been probably telling us that this is something like really good that she has stood up for what has been happening to her. You know, what do you think about? Is there something that you would actually try, you know, want to tell to her?
Yes, I think first of all, I appreciate that you've taken this step. A lot of us, we want to do this, but we don't have the courage, or we don't take that first step because we're scared of, first of all, how our own police would react, and would they say that, you know, it's your fault. But I think it's great that she's taken this step, and I really applaud that. And if the other person has taken that step to, you know, say something wrong to us, we should also, you know, make sure that we take that step to say that, you know, if you can do that, I can do this as well.
Right. So what is your reaction? Because when we were discussing, you know, everybody is a victim of such abuses or harassment online.
Yeah, actually, I should appreciate her first of all, because I do have the same problem. I do have faced this before 6 or 7 months, and I filed a police case. But the thing is, I can't come in front of the media because, like, the girls feel that it will affect their personal life. So what we say, like, we just hide ourselves and appreciate that she has come into the media and she has opened it completely.
Right.
So
very quickly,
Right,
Pavitra,
Shisha.
what would you like
Shisha,
to say?
I'll just
I would
interrupt
like to
you at
tell her
this
that
point
it's
in time. We have a
amazing that
caller
you've
from
come forward.
Faridabad, Ashish, who is calling in. Ashish, please go ahead with your comments.
I just want to congratulate that girl, and I just want that she should also encourage other girls to do the same. And finally, the Facebook is paying
Right,
back.
Ashish. Okay, Ashmita, you heard some of those voices from Chennai, from Faridabad, from Hyderabad, all of them obviously appreciating you for what you have done. But that girl from Chennai also made that point that one, there is that fear of the police, and the number two, the other person who talked about what kind of an impact it could possibly have on personal life. Did any of these thoughts come to you when you were actually traveling at around 5:30 that evening on Sunday?
Absolutely not, because I had one thing in mind, that I'm not the person who's at fault right here. Someone is making fun of me.
Right.
I'm not doing anything to them. I have not caused any harm to them. So why do I have to be ashamed? This is where I think we lack, and the basic mistake what we make is this, you know, that you keep quiet, you take it, you think that it's okay, chalta hai, let it be, sort of thing. No, I refuse to be eve-teased.
Right.
I do not want to be teased. So that is why I stepped up, and
Right.
I took the pictures, and I actually made the effort of uploading it.
Right, that's a very pertinent point that you make, that you would refuse to be teased. Now, social media, obviously a huge weapon, almost like an ally for someone like you in this fight against eve-teasing. Did you expect that 11,000 people, over 11,000 people will actually share your Facebook post, and that has played a major role in helping the police nab those Eve-Teasers.
Actually, I did not expect such a reaction at all. My only point that I wanted to make when I was uploading the pictures was that the pictures either reach people, those two people who were teasing me, or people associated with them, so that they'll be shamed, you know, and they'll have this sense of shame that they've been caught or it's on social media. But I really did not know that this would be the magnitude of the situation, and it'll become such a big issue, and so many people will be sharing it. And the only reason I would like to say these people are sharing it, because at some point or the other they have gone through it, or their loved ones have gone through it. So I mean, people do have this thing. I mean, come on, enough is enough, right? So that is why it has been shared
Absolutely.
so much.
Ashmita Kamal Kamaraju, a member of your acting fraternity, is also with us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Kamal, what would you like to tell to Ashmita?
Hi, Sudhir. I really appreciate what Ashmita has done. What she's done is, one is to inspire a lot of people in Hyderabad, a lot of women community in Hyderabad, to come out and speak. And that's the first and foremost thing that I think women should do. And apart from that, because she comes from, again, a film background, a media personality and all, what we have seen is in Hyderabad, there is a growing population of women who are working overnight. You know, a lot of my friends, a lot of my media personalities, friends, colleagues, work late in the night and they travel, and most of them feel so secure in Hyderabad with all the vehicles. You know, they travel, they drive on their own. And I've heard from many of my friends who have said stories about how women are being harassed, how they're being harassed by, you know, these two-wheelers, and they feel so helpless. And the C team that she is, who have come up and tried to protect her rights, it's amazing. And I appreciate the Hyderabad police and the entire community to come together by sharing her post. And I hope that more people do that.
Kamal, thanks a lot for calling in. And of course, the question also arises whether Hyderabad can really be seen as a safe place. Of course, the she teams are doing a good job of actually keeping the Eve-Teasers at bay. What is your own assessment, Ashmita? Do you see Hyderabad as a safe city for women?
I would like to think of it as a safe city because it's my city. I've been living here since a very long time. I mean, since I was a kid actually. So I would like to think of it as a safe city. It is definitely more safer than the rest of the North Indian cities, I suppose. South Indian cities are much, much safer. But these kind of people are there everywhere. I mean, and they are there everywhere. You can't do anything about it. But what you can do is by encountering them in this way, or whichever way is possible at that point of time. We should have presence of mind is all I can say, you know, because it was such a small thing, just taking out my camera and clicking, but then, I mean, I did not have to do anything else. I did not have to take any drastic measure. I think that speaks a lot, and I just hope that Hyderabad becomes a little more safer.
Ashmita, we also have Rima Rajeshwari, who is the DCP Cyberabad, calling in. In fact, she's the one who leads the she team in Cyberabad. Rama, now you started the she team in December. You told me that you have arrested some 300 people so far. Now, is there any such profile of such Eve-Teasers? Do they belong to any particular age bracket?
Well, Sudhir, the profile of these offenders varies from teenage schoolboys to old men. There have been instances where even educated men with BTech marketing backgrounds, professors who are working in engineering colleges, doctors, were also apprehended while troubling women in public. So they are from all the walks of life. That's all I can say.
So you're saying that just about anyone, any male could be an Eve-Teaser. Now, what would you say to someone like Ashmita? Would you say that someone like Ashmita should be a role model for all girls in Hyderabad and Cyberabad?
Well, that's a great thing that she has done. Even I have read a lot about the Name and Shame campaign, which is taken up by some socially responsible people. Social media that way is a great platform to track down people who think that they're above law. So I think this is definitely something really big that she has done, and everybody should look up to her and come out in the open and speak about it openly and don't suffer in silence.
Right, Rama Rajeshwari. In fact, you also deserve all the kudos because you in Cyberabad and Swati Lakra and Hyderabad police are also doing a great job. Our last caller is Udayan, who is calling in from Valsad. Udayan, please go ahead.
Head of the lady in picture. Heads of Heads of the head of the lady in picture. It is brave of her to do such thing. हिंदी में इसलिए बोलना चाहूंगा तो रेपिस्ट भी होते हैं, उसके ऊपर 20 साल तक कुछ काम नहीं होता, तो कोई ऐसा फोरम किया जाए जिससे कि 2 महीने के अंदर उनका रिजल्ट आ जाना चाहिए. They should be brought to book and they should be hanged. So Eve-Teasers, they should be brought to book, and the crime against women करना चाहते हैं, तो we have to very protect. The government should take the very lethal action against that.
Right, Udayan, we have a bit of a problem with your phone line network. Thanks a lot for calling in. Ashmita, more power to you. Thanks a lot for joining us on Up South. We do hope a lot of women in Hyderabad and elsewhere in the country take you as a role model and follow your example in tackling Eve-Teasers. Thanks a lot for joining us on Up South on Headlines today. Welcome back. You're with Up South. A special NIA court in Kerala today pronounced the verdict in the sensational hand-chopping case of Professor T.J. Joseph in July 2010. 13 of the accused were convicted while 18 were acquitted in the case. The incident took place on the 4th of July 2010 when Joseph was returning home with family when a group of people pulled him out of his car and chopped his hand at the wrist with an axe. The attack was a retaliation to a question paper that he had said that was allegedly blasphemous. 5 of the main accused are still absconding, and today Professor T.J. Joseph was in Kottayam at a book launch festive function, and he said that he had nothing to say and that he had forgiven all the accused.